Hello and welcome to Meanwhile back on the hobby farm. Hey, this is my first video since I have closed up shop on my Facebook Meanwhile back on the hobby farm page that I had there. I just decided, Facebook has been fun for the past 15, 20 years. However, like anything else, change has to come, and I just got tired. A lot of negativity out there and a lot of ads and that AI crap. I just got tired of it. So now everything is going to be on my YouTube channel here. So if you are following me from Facebook, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button. Make an old man feel good, will you? My content will all be here on Facebook. I've only left 3 jars out. It's been very dusty and warm out. That is my dandelion honey. Colds, allergies, good stuff. We're over here on our stand over here. I've got my kitty collars. They're reflective. They got little bells on them. I suggest taking the bells off of them because everything has covers on it because of the dust out here. Although yesterday they put some anti-dust control stuff out on our street, so that is good news. Seeing how the eggs are holding up over here. Okay, eggs are being refrigerated. It's summertime. I do have shelf refrigerators that are shelf refrigerated. That makes a lot of sense. Cut, take 2. I have shelf eggs that are in the home where it's cooler. You can't put them out in this heat because if you do, we'll have hard-boiled eggs. Taking a peek in here, mud season. We had an inch of rain last Saturday, and then I believe on Monday we had half an inch, and then we had 2/10 of an inch last evening, and overnight we had some heavy-duty wind last night. A lot of trees came down. You can see the remnants at the end of the road of some branches. Neighbor and I, we went out there. He had the chainsaw, and we opened up the road. It was closed. But we're waiting for another round to come in. They're saying maybe tornadoes tonight. And then it's going to be cool. It's been in the 90s yesterday and today. And it's going to cool down into the 70s for the next week to 10 days, which we absolutely love. How you doing there, buddy? I'm going to come in and visit you in a second. Hi, Captain. My handsome goat, huh? Is he handsome or what? He is handsome. Going to show you what I did. I was out here last evening, I don't know, 6:30ish, 7 o'clock, when the started to get a little dark. And by the time I put the last scoop of grain into one of the grain dishes for the goats, it got dark and the wind picked up. I'm estimating about 80-mile-an-hour winds. It was windy. So over here is our haystack, and I had them all secured with bungee cords on both sides. Well, the left side, you can see I draped it down, and the reason why I draped it down is when I was in the pasture last night, I have 4x4s laying across the top of that. The wind was so strong, and I had these sides up like they were over here on the east side. The wind picked it up and flung them all the way up into the air, and the 4x4s flew all over the place. I'm glad one didn't hit one of my animals. So what I just did a little while ago is I shut the shutters. What do you call it? Batten the hatches. I took everything and I took them. I dislocated them. How do you like that? The bungee cords, and have everything strapped down, weighed down, so the wind doesn't pick it up from the west like it did last night and have like a parachute. And my hay did get wet, but we only had at that time about 1/10 of an inch before I resecured it. It wasn't overly wet, and after tonight's storm, it's going to be in the 70s and dry for a week to 10 days. So I am going to put the sides back up on this, and I may end up taking it all off for a couple days, let it dry out before I put it back on there. And this is my buddy over here. He's keeping an eye on things. Mismatched boots because I couldn't find the pair. He likes natural beer. No, they're not sponsoring this. Why is he sitting here? I have no idea. but he's here. But we're going to come over here, underneath over here, and as you can see, this is the east side, so we don't have to worry about any parachuting effect taking place. But I'm feeling this right now, and it's still a little damp up there, and we don't want that. Damp hay is not good. It'll mold up, so I'm going to take the top off for a few days when there's 0% chance of rain, and just let it air out, let it dry out. I'm going to come back over here. Anybody need an elevator? We're selling a hay elevator over here. And we are looking into the back 40 over here. I spent about an hour and a half earlier picking up pokeweed, poisonous to goats and horses and pigs. Had a goat that almost died from it a couple of years ago, very poisonous. So I ended up actually hand picking it all out of there so they wouldn't eat it. They won't eat it unless there's nothing else to eat. And they haven't been down here too much. I've eaten a little bit of the weeds and the grass, but I'm going to remove these stumps here shortly, and I'm going to cordon this off, and I'm going to plant some grass down here and do some alternating. I know it's not a big 100-acre farm, but I'm going to alternate it for the horses to come out and graze. Our pond is not a pond. There's a little bit of water way over there. But other than that, look at everything. The lilies that are growing in there. It's just, I don't know if we'll ever get that pond back again. It's gone. We're going to come back around over here. Here's the back side. And like I said, I think this even got a little wet. Yeah, that got a little wet last night. I'm actually going to put another top up here when I'm done with this and drape it over here. But I don't think we're going to have a problem, really, because the direction that the storm's coming from. We've had quite a bit of storms. I know there's still people in the area without power. We didn't lose ours. Flickered a few times. Hey there, buddy. We need a name for my my guy over here. Used to have a burn barrel over here, and I ended up pulling 3/4 of a 5-gallon bucket of nails and screws and hardware from some of the wood that I burned. It took me all day, but I did it and went over and over and over, and to the point where I wouldn't. Once I did the final sweep 3 times in a row without getting one nail or screw, I figured they were all gone. I'm gonna come back over here. And we're going to go inside and, hi Butch, how you doing, buddy? Here's Butch. You know what, maybe I'm not going to go in there. Maybe I don't want to get all muddy. I'm wearing my Crocs and my shorts. Hi Butch. Hey. Hey Butch. Hey, can I have a hug? Hey Butch. Hey. Got to get my trailer out of there. I had some loose hay from when we baled hay a couple of weeks ago, and I just loaded it up on there, and it got so wet right now they're not even eating it. So I'll just lay that down. Selling this this ring over here, hay feeder ring. That's got to go. Belongs to my son-in-law, but selling it for him. I see a tree branch that that fell during the storm last night. And after it rains, I'm going to empty out the stuck pond. They were here every day, and put some good fresh water in there. And it's only 2 days old. Right over there where you see Bullwinkle, I moved the rack because we had the rain last night and tonight. So I wanted to keep it dry. So I moved that temporary rack underneath there. I moved the water trough underneath there, because when it's in the sun, it will, just like the pond over here, it will get a lot of algae. Without the sun, it won't. And so that's going to stay there the rest of the summer. Hey, Butch. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Captain. Spirit. And there's our frisky turkey going on, what, 6 months now almost? Continuous friskiness. Our ducks are hanging out together. They're inseparable. That's Click. His sidekick Clack disappeared 29 days ago today. I spent some time out back in the back 40 today because sometimes ducks will take off for 28 days. They will go away from the population. They will sit on some some eggs until they hatch 28 days later, and unfortunately I didn't spot them. But it's like a jungle over there. But normally once, within a day or two, you'll see the duck come back to the living quarters with the little ducklings. But unfortunately, I think a predator, which we've never really had any problems with predators here in 9 years. Probably could have been a hawk or could have been a turtle. Who knows? How you doing, Spirit? You see some hens on the ground over there by the coop. I had some eggs that I left out 2 days ago in a metal bucket, and it rained out and they were just all mushy. So I broke them up and fed them to the chickens. And these grapevines are doing really well. Waiting for them to overtake this old awning up here. I don't think I got my mail today. Ah, look, junk mail. Just what we don't need, right? Little flower garden out front is holding up good. Did take a little nap out there on my Father's Day gift about 3 or 4 years ago from my son. Took a nap on that the other day. Everything is going good here. Old Glory is still looking good. That's our pride flag out here. That's the only pride flag we have right there. People say, "Oh, you shouldn't say that. You might piss somebody off." Well, you know what? Who cares? I'm at that age right now. I'll be 66 this year. I'm done worrying about what other people think. Still haven't got my mulch down. I gotta get some mulch down over here. Top of the weed block, which are empty feed bags. Plants are going really good though. Apple mint's really taken off. That rabbit poop pellets are really helping them out. I got some tomatoes on a couple of tomato plants over there. My mother's water plant's doing good. Everything's going good. I don't want to spend too much time because I know my last video before then, my daughter said, "Dad, you better start harvesting it before it goes to seed." And that's my other project. I got 8 of these. I power washed them, cleaned them all up, and I got to prime them up, and they're going to be burgundy when I'm done. Over here is a shelf I just put up here. I had this metal shelf sitting in the basement doing nothing. So we have all of our horse and goat and chicken and pig paraphernalia, brushes, soaps, fly sprays, combs, brushes, you name it. How you doing, buddy? You didn't like that I sprayed you earlier, huh? Guess what? After it rains out, I'm spraying you again. They do not like being sprayed. How you doing, troublemaker? You still won't let me get that harness on you, will you? Hi, Captain. Butch, how you doing, buddy? Ground's very wet, but I'm telling you, after about 3 days of it being very low humidity and low dew points, no rain and sunshine, it'll be bone dry. How you doing, DC? Well, I was going to go out back, but I've got some dishes that I have to wash and feed the dogs and other chores I got to do and upload this video, so I'm not going to go out back right now. Just wanted to welcome my Facebook followers. I posted a couple hours ago the link to my page here, and I have no new subscribers. But however, I do have 19 people that did click on the link and actually check it out, which I'm grateful for. But make an old man feel good. Hit that subscribe button, okay? I'm in the last third of my life. I need some thrill in my life anyway. But we got a lot of projects going on. Next project coming up starting tomorrow is I've got to rebuild the front steps for Mama Joanne and start working on the deck. And that's about it, folks. I wanted to welcome my Facebook followers and welcome everybody. And hit that like button if you liked the video. If you didn't, still hit it. You know, make me feel good. Take care, folks. Have a good day. Bye.